We've talked about it with Bitcoin before, especially within the context of things like the price risk, the on-chain risk, and the social risk. You might be familiar with this chart here. But we can also use the same types of principles to navigate equities. And we've even talked about the S&P 500 risk metric before. In fact, it was back in March of 2020 that we put out a video on the S&P 500 risk, and the risk on it at the time was very low. In fact, back then the risk, if you go and look at the local low here, was at 0.293. So at 0.29 risk. Now, the S&P 500 does not typically go to risk levels that are that low. Okay, going below the 0.3 risk level is not something that happens that frequently. And so when it happens, you're usually, based on historical data, it's usually best to consider some type of approach of gaining exposure within the asset class if history is any indication. Again, it's not financial advice. But I do want to point out that the current risk on the S&P is at 0.572. Now, where have we been recently? If we zoom in to recent history, you'll see that the lowest we've gone was back in, September, October of 2022. In recent history, around that 0.36 risk level. And back in 2021, we were all the way up at around 0.8 to 0.9 risk. So pretty heated. And it showed that, look, this market was going to likely experience some headwinds because we don't often spend that much time at these extremely elevated risk levels, right?